Hi, Mr. Seasons here, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Now, hey, you could just be a guy who likes to be clean, you could be looking for a gift, or you could just be curious. But as you'll see behind me, there's an array of fragrances. And hey, that's a hobby. I'm a midlife guy, I'm in a midlife crisis, I'm having a midlife hobby. And mine is currently collecting fragrances. Now, I'm not a professional by any stretch of the imagination, but I'm going to do my very best to go through a fragrance today that's just been released by Prada. I'm going to give you my honest feedback as to whether I like it, whether I don't like it, what I think it smells like, most importantly. Do I think you should buy it? Should you consider it? And then at the end of the video, I'll score it, roughly speaking, out of 10. Look, this isn't by no stretch of the imagination a professional video, but I'm just doing my best to bring you guys some daily content on fragrances because it's what I do on TikTok, it's what I do on Instagram, and hey, it's probably what I'm going to do on YouTube for quite some time. So today's fragrance has just been released. Well, it hasn't just been released today, obviously, but it's been released very recently, and it's called Prada Paradigme. Hey, I can't pronounce it very well. It's behind me here. There it is, up close and personal. It's like Superman's kryptonite. Look at that. A nice looking bottle for sure. Nice green colour, very inviting. I like the branding. So the offset, the bottle looks very nice. That's a good start. But why have they brought this out? What does it bring to the party? And will Mr. Seasons think that Prada Paradigme is worth having in his collection? We're going to find out, so stay tuned. It's going to be a short video, it's going to be a bumpy ride, but we're going to find out what this is all about. We're going to get seasoned. Let's go. A quick atomizer check. Oh, nice pressurized atomizer, which is always a good start. Oh, I just inhaled some there. Inhaled it in my mouth and up the old Nostradamus. And if you watch Mr. Seasons, you do know I do like to talk about my Nostradamus, and I do have quite a pronounced one, to be fair. But yeah, straight up the Nostradamus, and instantly fresh. No surprise there. Let's get it on though. I'll get it on my wrist, and then I'll get it on a test strip, and we'll take it from there. Here we go. Couple of squirts. Let's go in for a sniff. It's very, very sweet. It's fresh and sweet at the same time. What am I getting? I'm getting a little hint of a clean, smoky unctuousness, but is it blowing my mind? No, I would imagine this is probably like one of those fragrances where you're wanting something quick and easy to reach for. You just want to splash something on, get out the house, get on your merry way, not have to think too much. So yeah, I'm getting a bit of a floral vibe. Have looked up a few of the notes. I can't quite remember them, so forgive me, but I think there's a, as there would be to be expected with a fresh fragrance, there's a citrus top. And then I've got a few florals. I think it's geranium. I don't think I've got any of the fragrances with geranium in them. You can have a look at the collection and see if you can spot any, but I certainly can't think of any with geranium in it. If you can, comment below what fragrances you know that have got geranium in it, and comment as well whether you have this fragrance, whether you like it, whether you don't like it. We want to hear from everybody from all walks of life, with all Nostradamuses, all tastes. Tell us. I'm going to tell you in a second if I like it and whether I think it has a place in my collection. Straight off the bat, it's a clean smelling fragrance. I thought there was cardamom in this, so forgive me, but there isn't. I get like a bit of a cardamom type of vibe, a smoothness. There's no vanilla, there's none of that. There's a bottom that's very woodsy. Now, I do like a bit of wood. I haven't experienced the full dry down, so this is an initial sniff up the old Nostradamus of Prada Paradigme. I'll never pronounce this right. Paradigme. Paradigme. Why do they make these names so complicated? By the way, pop that in the comments. blimey, they can't make any of these names easy to pronounce. Paradigme. But yeah, it's an initial thoughts. Clean, soapy. Very soapy actually now. I mean, I've just actually had a shower. I did a little mini workout, and this is probably one of those fragrances that you would want either for going to the gym, I'm going to wear it, or after you've had a shower. It's like a shower fresh type of thing. Inoffensive. Inoffensive indeed. I'm trying to compare it to some of the fragrances that are in my collection, and nothing's shooting to my mind at the moment. Will something come to mind? Well, we'll keep rolling and we'll see. But as of right this minute, nothing's coming to the forefront. A bit of a JPG type of vibe, maybe. A bit of Beau EDT, obviously without the coconuts. A bit of Beau, a bit of a sort of sweetness to it. But hey, it's not blowing my mind, Prada. And I mean, at £100, there or thereabouts, you want something maybe a little bit more exciting. Not gonna lie, the branding's on point, it looks the part, there it is, but it's just not doing big things for Mr. Seasons right now. These are the thoughts that are foreflowing to my mind. I might grab Mrs. Seasons in a second and get her professional opinion. That's always interesting. As my wife of 20 years, she's got a Nostradamus that's cooked. She's no good at smelling scents and DNAs, profiles and any of that. And I'm not really, to be fair. I'm getting better at it. The more I practice, the more I learn. And the more notes I'm now picking up in a lot of the fragrances that you can see behind me. But it's taking time. I've been doing this now for just over a year. I've been into fragrances for many years, but hey, we all get there eventually, and hopefully you guys will join me on this quest. Drop me a follow if you like this sort of easy watching content. Nothing too complex. We're just going to get in and about fragrances, talk about them, get some comments, hopefully going on the channel, and grow a little community of fragrance people and fragrance lovers. You could just be liking fragrances, like watching Mr. Seasons, or you could just be looking for that next purchase, that next pickup. Should you be considering Prada Paradigme as your next fragrance pickup? Well, possibly. If you don't have some JPGs in your collection, JPG Beau springing to mind, JPG Beau EDT in particular, because of the lightness. And if you're looking for a light, easy wearing freshie, maybe this would fit in your collection. Maybe. Personally, I would prefer to choose YSL EDP. I would probably prefer to have things like even Dylan Blue, Bleu de Chanel. These are the types of fragrances I think of when I think of nice, fresh, clean fragrances. Is this delivering on that front? Not really. It's actually not quite clean enough. It's actually got a little bit of something in it, which has got a bit of a darker side, a bit of a sweet, dark, kind of unctuous side up the Nostradamus, but not mind-blowing. So yeah, that's my initial thoughts. I've only just literally had a go at it. It's my first proper wearing. I might do another video as we go further down the road. But right now I thought I would just drop this first video. I'm hoping you guys are going to get on board with this. And pop it in the comments. Have you bought this? Would you consider buying it? I think for Mr. Seasons, I'm going to put it in my collection because it looks cool. And it does look quite cool. I haven't got any bottles that are that colour, quite striking, apart from Greenly at the top. But other than that, there's nothing else in my collection that quite looks like that. It's a nice, attractive looking, easy wearing fragrance. Will I wear it? Possibly. It's got a little bit of Boss the Scent Elixir. I'm just trying to reach back for it there. I don't want to drop anything. But it's got a little bit of, because I know this is pepper, lavender and wood. This hasn't got necessarily peppers, but it's got a bit of a peppery, sweet vibe. A little bit down the line of Boss the Scent Elixir. A tiny bit. Pop that in the comments. I could be talking nonsense, but that's what I'm getting. I just tell you it as it is. Total honest. No frills, no airs, no graces, no posh nonsense. sillage, longevity and all that. I can't tell you about the longevity because I ain't worn it fully enough yet, but I can tell you that it's an easy wearing, very generic, slightly disappointing, released by Prada. They could have maybe pulled something a bit more out the bag, a bit of a rabbit out the bag. They've missed a trick because at the moment the fragrance game's actually quite quiet, so they could have brought something out a bit more exciting. But hey, I do think people will reach for it because of the brand, because of the look, because it's easy reach, because it's easy wearing. It's one of those that people will pick up, and it'll probably have a good year run at it. You know, Christmas, people are probably going to be buying this. People are going to get this for Christmas. It's one of those types of fragrances. It fits all bills. So my score, hopefully you've hung around for the score long enough, out of 10, based on the opening, is going to be, I have to score it 6.75 out of 10 as a fragrance as far as it goes, just because it's just not exciting enough. It's inoffensive though. Hey, hope you enjoyed that little 10-minute or so video, and do please consider subscribing and pop it in the comments what your thoughts are. What would you like me to tell you guys about next? Have a look at the collection. Pop it in the comments. Is there something you want me to talk about, or do you want to see, or do you want to, yeah, anything you want. There you go, guys. That's Mr. Season's little video. Very raw, very unedited. Thanks for sticking around, and I'll join you on the next one. Bye-bye for now.